Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Afyon in Turkey, round 17 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Turkey. My name is Paul Malin. Thanks for joining us live, as always, here. It's the penultimate round of the 2019 FIM Motocross World Championship. Of course, Jorge Prado already declared champion last time out in Sweden, but there is still that small matter for third place in the championship. Jago Kietz and Tom Vial, those two arrive here third and fourth in the championship, separated by 7 points. So the Yamaha rider currently in third, Vial in fourth, but Vial had a sensational Grand Prix last time out in Sweden. 2 second-place finishes, got his first Grand Prix victory, what, 22 years and a week after his dad, Fred Vial, won his final Grand Prix in the 125 category in 1997. But here we are at Afyon, perfect day, beautiful blue skies, a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. It was 28, 29 degrees yesterday here in Afyon. You see they put some water down as well. It's a lot more loamy than it was last year as well, but generally underneath the ground is quite hard packed. That's an overview of the circuit. Fantastic facility here, actually. Hotels over to the right, and the racetrack here, part of a sporting complex in general. Second time here for us at Afyon, and more people turning out this weekend as well than we did last year, because it's part of the Moto Fest weekend where we've had live concerts and stage stuff going on out there in the paddock area. It really has been a lot of hustle and bustle. But anyway, a few moments ago, Lisa was down on the grid, but before we go and talk to her guests, let's take a look at this circuit in a little bit more action. Crowned MXGP World Champion Tim Geiser, Team HRC, takes us for a spin around here at Afyon. 85 metres into turn 1, through that left turn, immediately over the foxhole shot line and past pit lane for the first time. Into turn 2, there's a bank to the outside. Then we have a small double, and we just swing left through here, a little single into a little step up, and then we arrive through this left turn. Again, banked. Series of little waves here, offset, so it's not completely the same for everybody. Then we have this small double, this 26-meter long triple. And then we have a single double or a double single combination into that next left turn. Single to the outside on the exit, because of course that's the favored line before they hit that Monster Energy tabletop jump. Then we have that small little single here into this right-hander, and then over the city tabletop jump. Again, you've got the little singles to the inside just to upset the balance of the bike. That tight left, small little tabletop there. And then we come back on ourselves here. Last year you could go outside and triple this section, but most riders now favouring to go double single. Tom Vial fell there in the qualifying race. We'll see those qualifying highlights shortly. Through that left, into the series of waves. And then hitting the brakes to make this next left turn. Small little single. There are a series of inside lines through there. You can see another big, wide sweeping left-hander, but a lot of lines through the inside yesterday towards the end of qualifying. The iPhone, tabletop jump, little single here. There's this one here, but you can also go around the outside, but a little bit of give and take. The final tabletop before the final corner. Then we have the Monster Energy finish line jump. Just on the exit of the turn, just here. And then as the riders land, we have a quick right-left, and then back onto the start straight here in Afyon. Anyway, a few moments ago, Lisa Leyland was down on the grid. She spoke to a couple of local road racers, I believe. So let's hear what these guys have to say about this Grand Prix here in Afyon.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first MX2 race of the day here in Turkey. Now joining me we have some special guests. We have Jan and Dennis Onju. Jan and Dennis, they're both twins and they're Moto3 riders. Now I'd like to speak to Jan first. Jan, you actually won your very first professional Moto3 race at just 15 years old, didn't you? I mean, that's a massive achievement.
Yeah, the race was very good. This race was the race of the last year, of the last race, and I was the Red Bull Rookies Cup champion, so they give me wild card to race, and I had quite very high motivation and like that, so we did a great job with my team with KTM Factory, so it was really one of the best races in the life.
It's a great achievement. And of course, Dennis, you used to train in motocross. Did you race motocross before going to Moto3?
Yeah, when we was 4 years old, we started motocross until we was 12 years old. And I was 3 times Turkish champion. And I really like also motocross. It's very funny.
And of course, you're twins. Are you competitive at all in your careers?
We are twins, so however we fight, we need to always sometimes think also the championship, so we need to sometimes help or sometimes just go. So in the races, we are always more clever than the practices because maybe we can help for the championship, you know. So that's why we always try to think more and make the things with thinking 3 times.
Absolutely. And finally, how important is it for Turkey and also for you Turkish riders to have an event like MXGP here in Turkey for the 2nd year in a row?
I think for the Turkish championship and Turkish organization is very big opportunity to have like this big opportunity because MXGP is very big organization and is very good for the Turkey, I think.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Guys, have a wonderful day and best of luck for your seasons. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that's it. It's almost time for the penultimate round of the year to get going. It's time for MX2 Race 1.
A few moments ago then, MX2 riders disappeared out on track for their sighting lap, and obviously after WMX Race 2 earlier, there would have been a fair amount of precipitation thrown down around the racetrack. And here's how the riders line up for the first race. Sorry, this is championship standings coming into this penultimate round. Jorge Prado is already world champion. He has that gold plate there, as you can see. 145 points between him and Olsen. Now, Thomas Olsen, second, didn't ride yesterday, did 1 lap in time practice. He's sick. He had food poisoning. He was completely drained. He did ride the warm-up session this morning, but he's just going to see how he goes in race 1. But he is 125 points clear of Jago Hirt. So from that side, you know, second is nailed on. Anyway, as you look at the rest of the results there, let's take a quick look at what happened in the MX2 qualifying race yesterday. Here's the highlights. The gate dropped, and everybody had a little bit of bar banging going on, but just towards the back end of the first turn, we had Mattia Guadagnini going down. He took out his teammate and a few other riders, which included Brent Van Donnick, Gustavo Pessoa, Alberto Ferrato, we already mentioned him. And I think also Jan Pancher, but a little bit further back down the order, Brian Moreau didn't make the best start. His teammate, Mitchell Harrison, didn't even line up because of a bike problem in the time training session. But it was Jorge Prado who led the way from Tom Vial. But before the end of the opening lap, look around the outside there in red, Rowan van der Moosdijk, the newly crowned European 250 champion. He got alongside Tom Vial and went from 3rd to 2nd for FNX Racing Kawasaki. Just behind them, Jago Hirt and Maxime Renault. Pichon fell on this jump a little bit later on in the race, and he'll be riding today with some serious body burns all over him, but up front, no one was a match for this guy. Remember your corners, otherwise you're going to go straight. Rowan van der Moosdijk. Van der Moosdijk hung on for 2nd, but Darian Sinai, the first one to go down, he was in 13th place before he crashed through this section here. Verlandren nipped up the inside of Adam Sterry. That put him into 6th position. And then Vial fell here as he picked himself up. Maxime Renault was just lucky not to hit him, because at that point he was unsighted. Vial picked himself up, and then Valandrin went through. That put him up in 5th. A little bit further down the order, Ferrato made a move on Raivo Dankers here as a wild card this weekend, put him into 17th. Ferrato eventually came home in 16th. Despite trying, Darren Sinai didn't finish the race, but he did go out for warm-up today, this morning. Rowan van der Moosdijk, though, hung on for a fantastic second. The battle for 3rd between Maxime Renault and Jago Geerts went all the way to the line, but it was Renault, the French rider, who took it from Geerts. Vial came home in 5th, but Jorge Prado, a qualifying race winner for the 13th time this year. So here's how the championship looks then coming into this penultimate round. Jorge Prado, 145 points clear of Olsen. Jago Geerts, 125 points further back. So with 100 points up for 50 points per GP. Obviously, he's already now down 2nd overall in the championship. But Jago Geerts just 7 points clear of Tom Vial heading into the first of 2 races here today in Turkey. Henry Jacobi is only 18 points further back, but Jacobi, of course, not here this weekend. Had a knee injury in Sweden just a couple of weeks ago. So after the qualifying race yesterday, here's how the riders line up. Jorge Prado on pole for the 13th time, ahead of Rowan van der Moosdijk, Maxime Renault and Jago Geerts. Tom Vial, Kevin Valandrin, Adam Sterry and Matthijs Borromée. Just behind them, Ika Larinaga for Marchetti Racing Team KTM, Brian Moreau for Bud Racing Kawasaki, and Kevin Horgmo, also with Marchetti Racing this weekend. Zach Pichon for Honda 114 Motorsports, Richard Sikina for the JD Gunnex squad, then Mitch Evans, Alvin Osland on the Revo Husqvarna, Alberto Ferrato, Mattia Guadagnini, both for Maddie Racing Husqvarna, Honda Red Motor, Asa Motors, Brent Van Donnick 18th, Raivo Dankers on the Hutter Metals, Yamaha 19, Marcel Konin for Geben van Venrooy Kawasaki, then Jan Pancha. Then we had one of the Turkish riders, Emir Kan, Senkalaichi, Petar Polak, Darren Sinai and Mustafa Ketin. 3rd and 4th in the championship look like this: Tom Vial and Jago Geerts. It's been pretty close between them since Indonesia and Asia. Vial, 2 second overalls that, in those 2 rounds. 10th and 9th for Jago Geerts. And then as we swing forward to Czech and Belgium, again, Vial, that's where he had a tough day, didn't he? Crashed out the first race, 15th overall for him there. Jago Geerts was 5th. Belgium, Jago Geerts suffered as well with a mechanical. 10th overall to Vial's 4th. And then Italy and Sweden. Well, Sweden, the guy on the right, Tom Vial, was victorious compared to the 11th place of Jago Geerts. But those 2 zeros in Italy for Tom Vial, obviously costing him, but he's still in the fight for 3rd in the championship. There's your world champion in MX2, Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Already taken his position on the steels, behind the gates. Adam Sterry, FNX Racing Team. He would love to get on the podium, wouldn't he? He's been close twice this year, 4th overall in Czech Republic and in Sweden. Yet to experience that in MX2. There's his young teammate this weekend, up for the final 2 rounds into the class that he'll be competing in next year, Rowan van der Moosdijk. Ika Larinaga, Marchetti Racing Team KTM. 9th in qualifying. He's 14th in the championship, had a best 5th overall in Lombardia earlier this year in the mud. Kevin Valandrin now sits 8th in the championship. He's had 3 podiums so far this year, a 3rd and 2 seconds. Can he make his way onto the podium for Team HRC? Green flag down here at the front. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up for the first time this weekend. Round 17 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Turkey at Afyon. MX2 race 1 about to get underway. All 30 minutes plus 2 laps of it. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot here in MX2 race 1? Prado over on the right-hand side, gate number 2. And it's he who gets the turn first. Geerts right there behind him in 2nd place. A long drag down into turn 2, but Maxime Renault inherits 2nd. Vial and Geerts side by side, third and fourth. But it's the Belgian who gets the better of the French kid. Heading into the next turns, 3 and 4 at the end of that straight. The 2FNH Kawasaki's are right there, pretty much side by side, coming through this left-hander as well in red. But it's Mosdijk closest to us. He'll have the better line at the end of the straight here. But Sterry closes the door on him. As Geerts goes around the outside of Vial to keep on to that third place. But it's Prado who leads on this opening lap. You can see it's a little bit treacherous out there. Fresh doses of water being flung around this Affion racetrack. Hard and slick. That'll be like ice in some places. And boggy in the middle areas there. So riders need to be a little bit cautious on this opening lap. Difficult, though, when you're racing for championship points like these two are. Jago Geerts then. Monstrengi Khmer Yamaha, he's in third. Vial is in fourth place. Fifth is Adam Sterry for FNH Racing. Coming towards us now behind these two, and a mistake there from Vial. Sixth is Matthijs Boerme, so he's made good moves through traffic on the opening lap. For Honda Red Motor Asamoah. But Maxime Renault in second position for Yamaha SM Action MC Migliori. He crossed the line second, just behind Prado. He doubled this in free practice this morning. All the way to the outside and doubled it. But Prado leads. Renault second. Vial then, 28, is fourth, behind Geerts. Sterry fifth. Boerme sixth. Verlander seventh. Van der Moosdijk eighth. Olsen is ninth. So he's pulled himself off the sick bed into ninth. Richard Sikina is in 10th for JD Gunnex KTM, as Boerme going after Adam Sterry here for 5th place. Marcel Koenen 11th, Ferrato is 12th, Larinaga 13, Pichon 14, Brian Moreau, Guadagnini, Mitch Evans, Rybo Dankers, Gustavo Pessoa and Mitchell Harrison. Kevin Horgmo in 21st place on this opening lap. And Boerme has found his way past Sterry into 5th position. Vial, slight bobble. Riders just still trying to pick their way through. Kevin Verlander getting ready to find his way past. Verlander has already found his way past Rowan Van der Moosdijk, and he goes past Sterry. Well, goes past Van der Moosdijk, but not able to find his way past Sterry. The Dutch rider tried to go inside. So the Honda still separating or splitting the two Kawasaki's there. Over on the far side of the circuit, just behind them, Olsen in 9th place. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing. So Verlander didn't make a great start, but he's trying to pick his way through as best he can into this first official full lap then. And Prado just 1.7 seconds ahead of Maxime Renault with the fastest lap on track at the moment. Jago Geerts is third, Vial fourth, Boerme fifth, Sterry sixth, Verlander 7th, Van der Moosdijk in red, the second rider here, is in 8th place. Thomas Olsen is 9th, Sikina 10, Larinaga 11, Ferrato 12, Evans 13, Marcel Koenen now starting to fade into 14th. Guadagnini is in 15th ahead of Pichon, Brian Moreau, Harrison up to 18th, Gustavo Pessoa, Kevin Horgmo in the points, Rybo Dankers just outside in 21st place. There's Verlander looking for a way by at the end of this straight here, but Sterry is going to close down the door. A little bit greasy on top at the moment. There's Olsen, number 19. Just behind these guys in 9th place. Rowan Van der Moosdijk not hanging around, is it? Crown European champion 250 last 2 weeks ago in Sweden. He'll be moving up into MX2 next year, so he was already 6th overall in Portugal when he was on the wild card list. Again, Roman Mostek goes to the inside, looks for the shorter route through. This is 6th place. Adam Sterry, F&H Racing. He goes wide, but it'll set him up nicely for the next left-hander. Oh, and Valandren, the front bobble, picks himself up quick, keeps it going. But Sikina goes through for JD Gunnex on the 102. So Van der Moosdijk, Olsen, and Sikina would have all gone through on Valandren. So Valandren should now be in 10th place as he hits the line this time around at the end of lap 2. So Prado only creeping out over Maxime Renault. There's the gap, look, 1.8 between these two as they hit the line last time around. Jago hits third. Vial, oh, how? Well, I was about to say, how did he say that? But Maxime Renault goes down from 2nd place. Watch this, he just comes in, obviously catches the braking bump, and round about there, almost saved it, and then hit the rut, and it just tipped him over the edge. So he'll rejoin the race just behind Matthijs Brame in 5th place. Handing a nice little lifeline to Jago Geerts on the Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha. But that now means that Prado is about 4.5, 5 seconds clear of Jago Geerts, and with nobody breathing down his neck, he can probably just start to think about his line choice, switch things up a little bit, and maybe start to pull clear, because Geerts is going to have his hands full of Vial, because he's only about a second behind the Belgian. Here's Adam Sterry. Just ahead of him is Maxime Renault. And just behind him now is his teammate, as Mattia Guadagnini spins up in 15th place. On the right-hand side, second rider in shot, Alberto Ferrato, his teammate at Maddie Racing Husqvarna, going after Ika Larinaga or Kevin Horgmo. Horgmo, actually. There was Larinaga. So Ferrato there. Going after the 66, but it's Prado now 5.8 seconds clear of Geerts. Vial 3rd, Borromé 4, Renault 5, Sterry 6, Van der Moosdijk 7, Valandren 8, and Sikina is in 9th, just ahead of Olsen. Olsen, of course, hasn't ridden more than a couple of laps of this racetrack all weekend, coming into this first race today. Gone down with a burger virus. He was sick all Friday, Saturday. Did 1 lap in time practice, which was the minimum requirement. Now here he is, putting himself under pressure and having to ride a little bit more harder than he wanted to, perhaps. Goes round the outside of Sikina, though. So the JD Gunnex KTM 102 now gets pushed down into 10th place. And already opening up a gap, as you would probably expect. Evans just behind them in 11th place for Honda 114 Motorsports. Right, 2 in F&H, boys. Locked together, and Maxime Renault still can't... Well, just a little bit offline there as well. Maxime Renault still struggling to... In fact, he's found his way past Borromé. So back up to 4th. And Borromé takes a nervous look over his shoulder. Sees Sterry closing in. So what's the gap between Vial and Renault? About 4 seconds. So obviously riding okay is the French rider. But Prado, 6.6 seconds clear of Jago Geerts. Geerts will be opening up his championship advantage to 9 points. Stays where he is. Over Tom Vial. So Vial in third for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. This is 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. The 39 there, Roman van der Moosdijk in 7th place. Those ruts getting deeper and deeper. Track will start to dry out in the next 20 minutes or so. These guys are going to have to start looking for different lines at some point. Yes, the inside line is always going to be the quickest and the shortest, but it's the one that's also going to get the most treacherous. Looking down the leaderboard, Mitchell Harrison up into 16th. Found his way past his Bud Racing Kawasaki teammate Brian Moreau. So despite missing the qualifying race yesterday, the American is on a charge. He's got Mattia Guadagnini just ahead of him, 125 European champion and World Junior champion. And then Pichon about 3 seconds further up the track. So he's got riders there that he can attack. Can Harrison. As we continue to look at this battle here, Boirame, Sterry, van der Moosdijk. 5th, 6th and 7th. Talking to the riders, and obviously where we are here at Afyon in Turkey, about 1,000 meters above sea level, so there is a little bit of altitude to deal with. Riders having to deal with bikes that are a little bit detuned as a result of that, less powerful. Roman van der Moosdijk getting ready to go though, alongside his teammate Sterry. And he has to pull out of the challenge at the end of the straight there as Sterry goes from right to left, takes that inside line away from the young Dutch rider, who then goes from left to right himself, just to put himself in a commanding position in this next right turn. Can he get on the gas quickly enough? Not quite. So Sterry still hanging on to 6th position. This is playing nicely into the hands of Matej Boirame as well, because as long as these two are keeping each other honest and tripping each other up, Boirame might just add a couple of tenths of a second here and there to his slight advantage at the moment. Who's behind van der Moosdijk? Verlanderen, he was quicker than these two as well last time around. So the Team HRC rider is picking himself up from a fall earlier on in the race. He's in 8th position. Fastest lap of the race this time around goes to Jorge Prado once again on lap 6. The 154.1. Jago Geerts second, 8.5 seconds adrift. 156.1, so 2 full seconds quicker Prado than Geerts that time around. 56.4. Tom Vial in 3rd place. He's now about 2.2 seconds behind the young Belgian. Sterry still hasn't been able to shake free or break free from his teammate here, Roman van der Moosdijk. Vlaanderen just in the background, behind these two. Making inroads, yes or no? Vlaanderen 55.0, so about a half a second here or there. Right, Mitch Evans, Honda 114 Motorsport. Right in the 43, it's got Alberto Ferrato behind him. So these two fighting over 12th place. And then just behind them, Guadagnini. And the 1-2-1, just coming into view there. But Alberto Ferrato, Maddie Racing Husqvarna, 303, 3rd overall in the European 250 Championship this year. Going after Evans, who's still just trying to build some kind of consistency. It's been a tough second half of the year for the Australian. Again, goes defensive to the inside, but you see the problem there. You don't get the drive over that first wave. The outside gives you that power around the outside. And Ferrato taking full advantage of that. So Ferrato now up in the 12th. Van der Moosdijk is found away by his teammate Adam Sterry. Maxime Renault sets the fastest lap this time around though, 1:53.9. It's that's about what, 7/10 quicker than Prado. Sterry under attack from Vlaanderen. So Van der Moosdijk now in 6th place. Vlaanderen 8th, but pushing Sterry, the Welshman, on that Kawasaki as he looks to try and climb into 7th. It's the gap between 3rd and 4th. Jago Geerts and Top Vial. And Maxime Renault joining the party. So we've got 3 riders fighting over 2nd position once again. And this guy here was already in 2nd early on in the race, but then he fell from 2nd to 5th. And he's gradually, or 6th briefly, and then picked himself up as Van der Moosdijk tips over. So he is just behind his teammate now. So, right, let's take a look at this. This is how he found his way past Sterry a moment ago. Over the finish line jump. Into the tight right, so he put himself right where he needed to. And then he just comes in here too quick. He was tipping over anyway. He loses 2 positions to Vlaanderen, who'd gone around the outside there of Sterry, who got caught up in that little bit of drama. So 8 laps complete. Prado 10.7 seconds clear of Jago Geerts. Vial under attack from Renault. So they fight over 3rd. Poirame is about 5 seconds further back in 5th place. Vlaanderen now into 6th. Sterry 7th. Moosdijk to 8th. What are the lap times here for Renault and Vial? Well, this is playing perfectly into the hands of Jago Geerts. Look, he's already taken advantage of it. The fact that Vial is under attack from 9.59. And obviously, a little bit of drama surrounding these two in the last couple of weeks over Motocross the Nation selection, of course. Vial was on the team, but obviously the guy behind him is now the MX2 rider for Team France. Don't need to elaborate. I think we've seen the reports online, haven't we? But here is Maxime Renault diving down the inside of Vial. He does take over 3rd place. But for how much longer? Better drive again, the outside inside working perfectly well as Maxime Renault. Not taking this lightly, is he? Absolutely pinned it to the end of the straight. It was a little bit messy, but you know what? He was able to find dirt somewhere. Watch this. He's had a couple of kicks this race. Look at that. Just buries his wheels. Gets good drive, and he finds his way past Vial. So Ika Larinaga, 66. In 11th place, Ferrato in 12th. Ferrato looking to come around the outside and straighten himself up. Nervous look there from the Spaniard. Ferrato just going to go around the outside, use that berm. Saw that quite a lot last year, hardly anybody using it this year. So Ferrato then eases by the Marchetti Racing Team KTM and into 11th place. Where's his teammate, Guadagnini? He's in 13th place in his first MX2 ride. For Maddie Racing Husqvarna. Decent effort this, though, from the 303. obviously going to be seeing these guys, or certainly the Maddie boys, Ferrato, in MX2 next year. Right, Valandren and Sterry here, 6 and 7. Roman and Mostike coming back for more in 8. '15th further down, we've got Mitchell Harrison in 15th. 16th is Horgmo, 17 Osland, 18 Pichon, 19 Sinai, and looks like Brian Rose dropping down the leaderboard. Either that or a glitch, but we'll wait and see. So 2 FNH boys locked together again. Sterry and Van der Moosdijk. Now Brian Moreau is still 16th, Horgmo 17, Austin 18, Pichon 19, Sinai 20. And here is Darian Sinai in 20th for Bike Kit DRT, Kawasaki. So Sinai didn't make a great start. I'm not sure if he fell on the opening lap, but just inside the points now. And there's Mitchell Harrison. Mud Racing, Kawasaki. Tough time yesterday. Did his time practice, was happy with that. Went to do some starts, practice starts, and then the bike just stopped on him. So they took it, decided to work on it. Wasn't ready in time for the qualifying race. So he missed that completely. So he'd have gone to the line with the last pick. But Mitchell Harrison here up into, where is he? 14th place, 15th place, behind Mitch Evans. So the Aussie and the American, both Mitchells, but nothing to do with EastEnders. The 2 characters, if you know what I mean. Phil and Grant. 8 minutes plus 2 laps to go. MX2, race 2. MX2, race 1, sorry. Here's Valandren, still hanging on to that 6th place from Adam Sterry, but Sterry coming under attack once again from Rowan van der Moosdijk here. Jago Kit still in 2nd. Was about a 10th slower than Maxime Renault, so he's still got about 2.5 seconds clear of the French rider. Here he is. In fact, here are the 2 Yamaha riders now. Maxime Renault, he's definitely got a spring in his step, hasn't he? Third overall in Italy at Imola for his first ever MX2 podium, and showing that he might not be a bad choice for Team France at the Nations when it all comes down to it. But Sterry and Rowan van der Moosdijk, well, this is where he made a move previously on his teammate. Rowan van der Moosdijk riding well, actually, when we saw him in Sweden, he was obviously riding tight because of the championship, but definitely doesn't look like that now, does he? It's a wild card ride for him, that's why. So he can just do what he wants to do. Those bikes pretty much evenly matched. But Sterry under attack in that 7th place. Better drive for Rowan van der Moosdijk there, and Adam Sterry knew it as well. He had to take a look over his shoulder, protect that investment. Spun up, coming out of the left-hander. All of a sudden, Van der Moosdijk now just looking for different lines, different alternatives. Going in and out of the turns earlier, squaring them off. A little bit ragged through there, though. There's Vial and Boirame. So Jago Kit to be expecting a favour here from the 172 if he can. Put another couple of points between him and Vial in that battle for 3rd. Valandren on his own, pushing hard. See how unpredictable those ruts are, how nadgery they are. But this is a battle for 4th place. And Boirame stays lower, gets the wheels down on the ground a little bit quicker, and he does go through on the 28. So up into 4th place then. So 12 laps complete. Prado halfway between here and Istanbul. He's 15.5 seconds clear of Jago Kietz. Maxime Renault is third. Boirmé fourth. Vial is fifth. Valandrin sixth. These two still trading blows here. Well, at least the colours match, if they do come together. Adam Sterry and Rowan van der Moosdijk still fighting over 7th place and 14 points. So 4 minutes plus 2 to go. Olsen, yeah, it was just a matter of time. Already sick, but already a good effort to get about 25 minutes out of him. And Valandrin going past Vial. So the last 5-10 minutes of this race, Vial really starting to suffer for whatever reason. So Valandrin moves up into 5th place. So Tom Vial, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, number 28. Getting caught in the last lap or so, last 2 laps by Boirmé and Valandrin not done yet either. So you got the satellite Honda up the inside and the full HRC machine of the number 10, the second rider in shot, trying to bury around the outside as he goes after 4th position, the French rider Mathieu Boirmé. Oh, nicely done there from Valandrin, but he'll look for, I was going to say, probably going to go to the outside there, but he managed to stay inside. So Valandrin now up in the 4th. Good recovery this from Cal. Oh, hello. Game on. Jago Kietz second, Maxime Renault third. That gap has been whittled down. 2.5 to go. Kietz is under attack here from Maxime Renault now for Yamaha SM Action MC Miliori. See the ground starting to break down. It's hard, loose and rocky underneath. We've already seen Maxime Renault have 1 or 2 moments. One put him down on his ear, the other one almost put him down as he made a move on Vial, but stuck. For 3rd place. Oh, and down again. Just a little too exuberant. Well, he's definitely been providing entertainment, and he kicks himself up before Valandrin goes through. So he's still in 3rd place at the moment, but for how much longer? Trying to go back to that battle between Valandrin and Renault. Just as he picked himself up. I want to see if he's still there in 3rd. This is the moment. This is the look, just too nervous, and he comes in too hot. Hits a bank there, slams him to the ground. Well, he's one tough cookie, isn't he? And Rowan van der Moosdijk getting ready to go by his teammate again, but keeps him back at bay. So it's all changed this time around then. Let's have a look. Prado over the line, 17.5 seconds clear of Kietz. Valandrin up to 3rd. Renault 4th, Vial 5th. As he goes back past Boirmé, but Boirmé coming back at the Red Bull KTM. 1, 2, 3, 4, what, 5 riders here fighting over 3rd, 4th. Well, Renault there, so 4th position, just ahead of him. And Rowan van der Moosdijk goes through on Vial, losing more championship points. So that battle for 3rd in the championship, this is a good gain for Jago Kietz, because Tom Vial all of a sudden, right in front of Sterry, finds himself in 7th place. Sterry could see what he wanted to do there. Oh! Riders on that middle line yesterday also did that. Sterry, big panic rev, almost at the front door. But he goes around the outside, so it didn't bother him too much. Makes his way past Vial. Vial now dropping down into 8th place. He was 5th at the start of the lap. Prado already over the line, 15 laps complete. Boromé under attack from Roman Mostai. And here is your race leader, 2 to go. Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Van der Mostai around the outside in the final turn. So Roman Mostai then moves up into 5th place. Can he climb higher? Got Maxime Renault just ahead of him. 2 to go. Probably looks unlikely, but the stunt show that is Maxime Renault in race 1 is just unpredictable. And Sterry looking to go around the French rider as well for Honda Red Motor Asamoah. Might do it at the end of the straight. Gonna have to be brave though. Just running out of room. So after 15 laps, Prado leads, Geerts 2nd, Verlanen is 3rd, Renault 4th, 5th is Roman Mostai, good ride for him. 6th is Matej Boromé, this guy here on the Honda. 7th in red is Adam Sterry. Vial looking interested though again, he's in 8th place. Alberto Ferrato is in 9th. And Sikina is 10th. Guadagnini is 11th. 12th is Larinaga. Harrison 13. Evans 14. Brian Moreau, lead rider in this shot, is in 15. The Revo Husqvarna there with the white body, red arms is Avin Osland for Revo Husqvarna. Sanai just behind him. Zach Pichon, Kevin Horgmo and Jan Panzer as Jorge Prado starts his final lap here at Affion. Brian Moreau, Bud Racing Kawasaki leading this trio of riders, which is the Revo Husqvarna of Avin Osland in the middle, and Darren Sinai, Viking DRT Kawasaki. Richard Sikina, 102. He's in 10th place for JD Gunnex KTM. Good to see him up there. In that 10th place. Got a 10th in Italy, where was that? Lombardia? Yeah, Mantova, earlier on in the year. So he's going to be a top 10 rider for the 2nd time in his career. Vial not done with Sterry though. Double single at the end of the straight. Prado. Waiting for him to come through any moment now. Here he is. Well into his final lap. He had about 21.5 seconds over Jago Geerts, who in turn was 7 seconds, 8 seconds clear of Calvin Verlanen. But another dominant display from Jorge Prado in MX2 race 1. And Jorge Prado hits the line to win his 28th victory of the season. Jago Geerts will cross the line any moment now in 2nd. Verlanen 3rd. Renault should be 4th. Here is Jago Geerts, the Monster Energy Khmer Yamaha rider. Good to see him back on form with a 2nd place finish here. Verlanen should go through any moment now. 3rd, Renault 4th. There he is in the background, but who will it be in 5th place? It's Roman Mostai in 5th. Boromé holds on to 6th. Sterry 7th. And have we lost Tom Vial? No, there he is. So Tom Vial, obviously there was a timing glitch with his transponder there, because he should be behind Sterry in 8th place. We'll get the official results in just a few moments' time, but this battle here, Brian Moreau, Alvin Osland, Darren Sinai, making their way to the line, 15, 16 and 17. But anyway, these guys cross the line. Here's Jorge Prado.
Congratulations, 28th victory, another dominant display. I guess just enjoying your last moments in MX2.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really enjoying it. Like, this moto was one of the most fun motos. I was enjoying the track so much. I mean, the track it's pretty good. I mean, first lap's a bit wet, so you need to be careful. Made one mistake, and but no. Really enjoying the track and having fun. So really happy with the start and with the rest of the motos. So looking forward for the next one.
Good luck. Thank you.
Jorge Prado, win number 28 in 2019 then, for the Red Bull KTM factory rider, and the world champion, as Lisa said there, just looking to see it out with a little bit of fun. They're certainly doing that. He was a winner by almost 22 seconds over Jargo Geerts. Jorge Prado, your winner from MX2 Race 1 here in Turkey. Official confirmation then from MX2 Race 1 here, round 17 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. And it was Jorge Prado, the eventual winner. Jargo Geerts coming home in second place. Calvin Villander in third, Maxime Renault fourth, Roman van der Moosdijk, Matthijs Brome, Adam Sterry and Tom Vial. Ferrato 9, seeking a 10. Mattia Guadagnini and Ika Larinaga came home 11 and 12 ahead of Mitchell Harrison, Mitch Evans, Brian Moreau, Alvin Osland, Darren Sinai, Zach Pichon, Kevin Horgmo and Jan Panzer. Let's take a look at these action-packed highlights, shall we? Because there was quite a lot to get through. Hopefully we captured it all. Gate dropped over on the right-hand side, gate number 2. And it was Jorge Prado, probably with his 21st foxhole shot. We'll do that later on in the race, in the programme. But he got himself into pole position. Maxime Renault was second. Tom Vial went around the outside third. He bobbled, though, and that allowed Jargo Geerts just to get half a bike ahead of him. Just behind them, we had Adam Sterry and Matthijs Brome. Brome making early moves on the Kawasaki rider. And then Villander, well, he just tipped over from 8th place as he was looking to find his way through. Bit like this guy from second, Maxime Renault. He picked himself up in 5th. A little bit further back, Olsen was making his way through traffic. That move put him up into 10th, but he would not finish the race. Renault was back on the charge, though. Roman van der Moosdijk found his way down the inside of his teammate, Adam Sterry, and then he tipped over just a few corners later and lost 2 positions in that little exchange. Villander going around the outside of Sterry in the process. Maxime Renault rode his luck for the second time, found his way past Vial. That put him up in a 3rd, and then just as quickly found himself going back another position as well, because Matthijs Brome went through as Olsen had had enough. The rider that was riding sick couldn't take it anymore. Villander down the inside of Matthijs Brome put him up in a 4th place, and then upside down again. Maxime Renault. This was van der Moosdijk going past his teammate Sterry, and then they both went around the outside of Vial, who eventually faded in the latter stages of the race. Van der Moosdijk was on a charge, though, and he held on for what was a fantastic 5th place finish, but it was Prado who was victorious in race 1. Wow, said there was a lot in there, didn't we? A little bit of prep work in anticipation of MXGP race 1. Let's take a look at the foxhole shot now, though, shall we? Are there any prizes, really, for guessing who? Nah. 21 now in the books for Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Vial on 7, Jargo Geerts, Henry Jacobi, Thomas Olsen, Darren Sinai, Roman van der Moosdijk all have 1 apiece. So as the track gets a little bit of groomage, take a look at some of the best moments from that first MX2 race. Right, we'll be back in about 2.5 minutes' time, 3 minutes' time for MXGP Race 1. We'll see you then.